Work with GPR. I'm based in Southern California. I've got the best job in the world. This is my 8th year coming to Moab officially with the company, Walker Drug and a couple other places. I can tell you personally, it's a highlight of the year for me. As a company, it's a highlight for us. We've got teams back in Auburn Hills that fight to come to Moab every year. There's engineers that are in town. There's designers that are in town, the guys that build these great vehicles. We've got product planners, we've got marketing people, we've got dealers doing driveaways. This truly is a highlight for us as a company, as a brand, and the reason that it's a highlight is because of you guys. Because we come to Moab, we rub shoulders with you guys, we feed off of you guys, you inspire us, we go back, we make better products, we see what you're doing, we learn from you, we see what you break and what we need to improve upon. But we really appreciate you guys as owners. As a company, we have the best owners in the world, and we truly appreciate that. Today, we want to show you the newest member of the family, and I'm going to get out of the way and introduce Brian Pinner, who's from Jeep Marketing, and who's going to unveil it. We also have Brian Nathan from Engineering, and then we've got Brian Nylander from Design, who's going to talk about the vehicle. But again, we can't thank you enough. Thank you for being here. Thank you for buying our products, and looking forward to many more good years. Brad.
All right. Thanks, Scott. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be back here in Moab. As always, we're out here wheeling around, but as Scott said, our passion is to talk to individuals such as yourself and really get feedback so we can bring it back and talk to the designers and engineers of what true core off-roaders do. Okay? But 2012 was a great year for Jeep, so I just want to make sure you understood that we hit an all-time sales record for Jeep worldwide. Over 700,000 sales, and #1 in the U.S. for the #1 selling SUV brand. That's fantastic. So we're really pleased with that. Rolling into 2013 calendar year, we introduced the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee. We have one behind you, Overland, we have Limited, and on the drive course we have a lot more. So get a chance, please drive it. Best-in-class fuel economy for the premium SUV, 30 miles per gallon. Best-in-class driving range, over 730-mile driving range. That's fantastic. And how do we do it? We do it with the all-new 3-liter Eco Diesel, 420 pounds-feet of torque. That's massive to get a best-in-class towing capability of 7,400 pounds. Just a short while ago, as Scott indicated, we revealed this new Jeep at the New York Auto Show to a standing crowd, so we're really pleased with it. Now this vehicle plays in the mid-size SUV segment. It's 2 million sales per year. We had to get it right. We did our homework. The engineers, the designers, and the product planners hit it out of the park. It makes my job a lot easier who has to sell the product. Okay? Get this list. Best-in-class 4x4 capability, improved fuel economy, fantastic off-road and on-road riding dynamics, clever functionality and versatility of not only cargo, but passengers and driver. Also, advanced technology we're bringing into this vehicle, first in its class for mid-size SUV owners, but also over 70 safety and security features. So you know how important that is to the driver and its passengers. But understanding that Moab is the soul of Jeep, we really love coming out here. It was important that we revealed this vehicle, okay? But not just the 3-class lineups that we normally have, okay? The Sport, the Latitude, and the Limited. What we're going to reveal is the most capable mid-sized SUV on the planet. It's a brand new model. It's called the Trailhawk. And without further ado, I'd like to pull the wrap on the 2014 Jeep Cherokee.
All right.
Isn't that beautiful? Not only beautiful styling, which the individuals come up here and talk to you about, but beautiful off-road driving dynamics. So, just before I bring up Brian Nylander, okay, who's head of design for this Jeep Cherokee, I just want to talk about a few firsts, okay? The first mid-size SUV, not to bring out just one, but 3 4x4 off-road systems. We're talking about brand new Active Drive 1, single speed PTU system, active drive 2, 2-speed with low range, and then active drive lock. That's what makes this trail-rated Trailhawk the best-in-class off-road capability, because it has rear lockers. So, also, think about it. This is the first midsize SUV to bring out the 9-speed transmission for improved fuel economy. Also, the first to bring out the 2.4 Tiger Shark, which has over 45% fuel economy improvement over the Exit Liberty V6, but also the brand new Pentastar 3.2 V6 engine. So we're going to offer 2 engines on this vehicle. We're very pleased. Also, this is Jeep's first usage of the Chrysler Group's compact US-wide architectural platform, which allows for synergies and efficiencies to drive to the market, allows you to enjoy those, such as 4x4 capability, higher fuel efficiency, better riding dynamics, okay? Also, you'll have a chance to see this also brings in a lot of cues from the Grand Cherokee, its big brother, such as the 8-inch touchscreen media infotainment system, and also the 7-inch TFT cluster, which allows really the driver to feel at home within the vehicle, okay? That's enough about first. Let's bring up Brian Nylander, Head of Design for the Cherokee, and he'll give you a walk around. Brian?
Again, my name is Brian Nylander from the Jeep Design Studio, and we're out here in Moab today. We've actually got, I think, like 3/4 of the design studio with us today. So, got one guy back in New York. Brad mentioned that we're showing it there as well. Everyone else in the studio really wanted to be here because this is really where it's all happening at today. So, pretty excited to show you guys this car today. It's really first for us, it's really sort of a radical departure from where we've been with Jeep in recent years. I should mention that all the guys that are with me here, some of them worked on this vehicle. They're also responsible for a lot of the other vehicles that we see out here as well. A lot of the concepts that we bring out here year after year, those guys worked on that as well. It's a little bit of a different type of project, though, between these types of vehicles and then a vehicle like this. You know, when we do these vehicles behind you out here, they're really here to reinforce the brand and almost to help celebrate what the brand is. With this vehicle, it was a much bigger challenge. This really is here to help reinvent the brand, especially for this segment that we're going into. So we had a challenge ahead of us, and one of the lead designers that was on the project when we initially started had this eureka moment. You know, he started sketching. This was, I don't know, way back in 2011. He thought to himself, man, this thing's going to be potentially being sold in 2018. That's pretty far out there. So this thing has to be just as fresh then as it is now. So we knew that we needed a radical new design team for this. Having said that, though, we knew that we had to balance this. We could do something that was a little more radical, a little more progressive, but we also had to balance that. It still had to come back and be recognizable as a Jeep. So what we did is, first and foremost, you'll notice the profile of this car is much different than any of the other Jeeps that we have. It's much more sleek. Brad mentioned the fuel economy. That's a must in this segment, so we had to hit that. So hence the very sleek profile that we had. Once we started with that, we really started developing this new form language that we had. And some of this launches off where the Grand Cherokee is at right now. If you stand back, you know, a little bit later today and really kind of take the car in, you'll start noticing some nuances about the profile, just the overall stance of it, and then also the side glass of the car picks up a little bit of the Grand Cherokee in there, so some very subtle hints in there. While we were doing this, we had to balance also some of the other attributes that Jeep is known for. Obviously, the 7-slot grille and the trapezoidal wheel flares. Those are religion for us in the Jeep studio. We will never get rid of those, but we had to incorporate them into the design. Something unique about this car is you'll notice the grille. It's got the 7 slots across here, but we gave it this brake line across the center, and that's no accident. We call this the waterfall grille or the sharp nose grille. If you actually go back and look at the original Cherokee 74, you'll see it's got that same brake going across the grille. We've done it historically in a few other places too. So just a subtle cue to help everyone still recognize this thing as a Jeep. We also, you know, we've got Wrangler. That's a very iconic piece for us. We wanted to take a few pieces of that also and sprinkle that on the car as well. They're subtle, but when you really start looking at the car, you'll start to pick them up. Obviously, the trapezoidal wheel flares, we talked about that. You don't see it as much on this black on black car, but if you see other cars, like a white car or a silver car, the split line between this lower black fascia and then the hood, the way the grill bites down into this fascia and then rises up at the fenders, if you turn around, you look at that Wrangler behind you, you'll start to see, there's that graphic cue that ties it back in with the Wrangler. Another thing that was very important for us on this car was the forward lighting. When you see a Wrangler on the road, from a mile away at night, you see that thing, it's unmistakable. It's a Wrangler, you know exactly what it is. We wanted to do the same thing with this car, but it had to be different. It had to have its own unique signature. Through the use of LEDs and other advanced technologies, what we've done is we've taken the headlamp and moved it down into the fascia. So this is actually the headlamp here, disguised a little bit in the black fascia. And then we moved the DRL and the turn signal up to the top here. So when this thing's lit and the DRL's on, you get this very serious, sort of aggressive, sinister look to the front end. And then when all the lights are on, it's unmistakable at night. You'll know exactly what you're seeing on the road. Another cue that we sprinkled in there from the Wranglers, if you look at the belt line, this is the line that's just at the door here. If you look at it, it sort of drops down as it comes off the pillar and then shoots back. Well, if you look at any, TJJK half door, it's got that same signature that goes on there. So we just wanted to introduce that. It's a little more subtle, but still, you pick up that and you start to recognize it as a Jeep. So this model, Brad pointed out, this is the Trailhawk. We actually started with the Trailhawk on the Grand Cherokee last year. The red tow hooks on here, the decal on the hood, this is actually for sun glare. There's a red tow hook on the back, some other red accents, the trail rated badge, as well as the Trailhawk badge on the rear. So this is our top of the line off-road Jeep here. You'll notice all the Trailhawk wheels on all the models that we do. They get this polished face with the black pockets, so we think it's a real cool look. This actually picks up on what we did with the Rubicon 10th anniversary as well, so there's a little bit of a family resemblance going on through there. So again, this is it's a much more progressive statement from us, but we think we've hopefully done a great job. We love the thing. We think it fits within the family well. So and with that, I'm going to hand this over to Brian Nathan, and he's going to talk to you about capability. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Brian Nathan from engineering. We appreciate everyone coming out to talk to us about our new family member. So the brand gave us a very steep challenge in the engineering team. Told us, make a car that can compete with the segment leaders that sell 200,000+ cars a year, but yet still is the most capable SUV in the world in its segment. Well, we took that challenge on, we met it head on, and we've defeated it. What we've done to do that is just talk about the base car. We've improved its ride. It's improved its aerodynamics by 22% to allow us to get up to 31 miles per gallon on the highway. We've improved its NVH by increasing the NVH content on the car to make it quieter while it's in the car, so you can have your hands-free Uconnect system working without a lot of background noise. The second row occupant can hear the conversation in the front row without having to lean forward. Those are all the things that the segment needs and the segment demands, and we've given it to the brand. Secondly, the thing that's the core of Jeep is its off-road capability. Don't underestimate that this vehicle has it, this vehicle can do it, and it is the most capable vehicle in the segment in the entire world. This vehicle here has already conquered 3 trails. You can see from the badges of honor on the side of the vehicle. It's conquered Fins and Things, Hell's Revenge, including the Gate, and Poison Spider. That's pretty impressive. Most people will look at it and say it's not possible. It's possible in this stock condition right here. It does that by a couple of key attributes: aggressive approach, departure, and breakover angles, up to almost 30 degrees in the front, 23 degrees of breakover, and 32 degrees of departure angle in the back. The heart and soul of what gives this vehicle its capability off-road, though, is the driveline system. It's the first in the world to do what it does, and it's incredible. It is a fully functioning 2-speed system in 4-wheel drive and has a true low-range capability with 2.92 to 1 reduction in torque. So we've answered the call to give it the capability that it needs, and that's one of the ways it does that. But we didn't just stop there. We said it's got to have great fuel economy, even when it has this capability. So what the engineering team did is they said, all right, how do we do that? Well, we've got to find a way. We found a way in a front-wheel drive platform to deliver the capability and fuel economy at the same time by allowing the system to disconnect from the front PTU and not have any of the driveline system taking up parasitic losses in the back, so that nothing spins in the back or takes any drag from the engine to help us deliver 31 miles per gallon. The system seamlessly engages four-wheel drive without the driver having to do anything if they so desire on the auto mode on the select terrain system. It has environmental triggers such as rain for the wipers being on, temperature, wheel slip, steering angle. All those things trigger the four-wheel drive system to engage without the driver doing any work. It has other terrain modes such as rocks, sand and mud, sport and snow. All those terrain select system changes the way the four-wheel drive system interacts with the driver and in the vehicle. But it's very important to note that no one in the industry, no one in the world is doing what we're doing on this four-wheel drive system in the driveline. It's an industry first, it's class leading, it helps deliver 31 miles per gallon on the highway, and foremost, number one, the most capable SUV in the segment on the planet. Okay? So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Scott. We appreciate everyone coming out. And if you have any questions, we'll be here to answer them after. Thanks a lot.
These guys will be around if you have any questions. But again, thanks for coming out. Sign up. We've got a raffle going on, different things going on. There's a barbecue tomorrow night, on Thursday night between 6 and 8, so come back for that. But again, thanks for coming out, and we'll look forward to seeing you next year.
Where they at, Jake?